The new Tournament of Power androids are here, so of course we have to summon, but that's not all, because we just got two, not one, but two new producer letters from Dokkan, one for JP, one for Global, that actually did have same information on JP up until the last section. The last section of the Global one, unfortunately, not nearly as interesting as you would want it to be, because it's just basically like, hey, here's these events coming. However, I don't want to like talk down on it literally at all, because this is something I've praised Legends for the longest time. They're gacha games, so they can't necessarily give us like full transparency, as unfortunate as it is. I don't know if it's laws, I don't know if it's just wanting to make money, you know. Like if this were like Tenkaichi 4 and we were probably nearing release, we'd be getting character reveals, release dates of everything, all of this. If there's a season pass, like there'd be so many aspects they can tell you from a console game perspective that since we're playing gacha games, they can't tell us, because they obviously want us to spend on the thing that's live right now, and they don't want us to worry about the thing that's coming in 2 weeks, right? Even though we know it's a gacha game, there's a new character roughly every 2 weeks in this game. So let's talk about it. First up, and the quickest and easiest thing to discuss, are Trunks and Broly. So there's a tech Trunks unit that you get from playing the story mode in Dokkan from Area 32, and he is now going to awaken into a Trunks and Broly unit. This is likely going to awaken into an LR of some sort. I made a little funny tweet over there just a moment ago saying, does anybody know what's happening? And like, does this card make sense to anyone else? Because it doesn't make sense to me, but to be fair, I just let it auto run story now, which is, by the way, one of the best updates. The fact you can let it auto run even though you haven't even beaten it yet. Every stage needs to allow you to do that. Like, let's stop like making it to where you have to beat a stage first before it can auto, because just let me auto from the beginning, and then like I'll take over when it's time for me to actually take over and play an event. You know what I mean? Like trust Dokkan, I got this. But there's that one, so that's a pretty quick and easy one. The other two are pretty big, while also one not being big. So let's talk about Trunks being a gentleman. This is going to be a man, dude, a Zeno for TOP summons. That'd be just too perfect. You know what else would be perfect? Is you hitting that like button on this video, because why haven't you done so yet? We're back to the OG summoning animations. I already missed the new ones. I know I was looking at y'all, not them, but I can see it on my peripheral vision. Okay, give me a break. Anyway, Tournament of Power summons here today is a nice little Zeno. Would be beautiful. This banner is stacked. Also, banner is absolutely stacked. We can talk about that in a second after we see this fake out to the androids. That is a Videl. That is probably one of the worst things I could pull on the entire banner. Super stacked banner, and I pull maybe one of the worst things on it. I love that for me. You know what else I love for me? You guys hitting that like button. What's up, Pan? How's it going, Pan? All right, so anywho, I guess let's talk pity first. So we're finally and officially, for the first time ever in the history of this game, getting pity. No, the coin system is not pity. This would be iconic. This would be iconic. Wait a second. Anyway, for the first time ever, we are getting pity. The coin system that is currently in this game is more of like a loyalty system. The way I've always thought of pity, the box completion goes even further. That's great. That's great, because here's the thing. I'll chase a TOP androids. I do not want to chase that unit. Like, I'll just keep it 100 with you. That's definitely a unit that would probably, like, if I got super deep into the banner, maybe got 2 copies of the androids and I was getting out and I still didn't have a copy of that side banner unit, probably just have to move on. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm probably not throwing stones at a banner for that side. If I move past a STR Gohan that I actually really want and later then got him, then I'm probably gonna move past this character. Fuse! Hey, we're getting a fusion, an OG fusion. We've not seen that guy right there in like 2 months. All right, so anyway, getting pity. Essentially, this is how it reads. Perform summons to get legendary summon coins, limited. So they will be limited coins. So it'll be sort of like Legends, where Legends gives you, you know, the limited currency that's only available to use on that banner. That's what I'm guessing is happening here. And exchange a certain number of coins for the new character. So actual pity. And then 7 rounds only, you'll be guaranteed to recruit a featured character for every 3 multi summons, which would take 21. Y'all, this is the biggest shaft for me of the year. Over 5,000 stones, only 2 copies. That's a Kel. That is a, I believe, 79% Kel right there, because only had one. Well, all right. These summons have turned around from Videl to getting 2 of the side banner unit. So they have a dupe and getting the Kel that I need. This is huge. This is huge. Let's go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lock her up, just on the off chance. I almost made it oopsie the other day. Oopsie, why did I just do that? Anywho, and I nearly sold something that I did not mean to sell. So we're going to lock her up just to be safe. So for the first time ever, we are getting this. Now, here's the caveat. It's only, hey, we're getting 3 or more. It is only for legendary summon banners, not carnival banners and not Dokkan Fest. It is purely for legendary summon banners. But it is still a big deal because it is showing that they will put pity in this game. So I think as of right now, it's just for legendary summon banners, but this game is really stingy. Man, imagine going 5,000 stones for her 6 months ago and then just getting 2 of her in like 300 stones today. That's not a joke, by the way. It's over 5,000. It's my worst shaft of the year. One of my worst shafts ever in the game. 5,000 stones for 2 copies of a unit that didn't end up getting a part 2 unit that helped her, and she is still really good, but kind of just was left in limbo like they do a lot of characters these days. It didn't necessarily feel good. I'll tell y'all that. Pity on her would have been great. Would have been fantastic. So we'll be getting some sort of limited new coin that you'll be able to exchange directly. That's a fusion directly for, or should be a fusion. Yeah, it is. Directly for the new character is great. Getting, guaranteed featured summons are great. This is that's a massive change. It's a huge change and one for the absolute better. And then last but not least, we got a timeline. We got a timeline officially. Which you're looking at it right now. This is not really a timeline. Let's be real. This is like what you'd call like a lot of, word salad. It's a lot of just stuff here, which showed literally nothing. Any other game releases a timeline and you actually get some info. Here's some things we did. Cool. Here's some things we did. And then here's some stuff to look forward to. Oh, but we're not going to put anything on here. And let's put the 10th anniversary in gold text. I don't know, this would be cool if there was just a little more transparency. Again, I get it, gotcha game, but I feel like you could give us a little bit more than this. This is nothing. I hope no one's really getting excited about this timeline. If you are, want more, want better, because they could give us better. And if you guys didn't see, they actually just released the numbers for September, and Dokkan made a lot of money. It was the #2 top grossing gacha game, only behind Honkai. Which, I would hope so. It was worldwide, which I would say having, the versions unified, all of that, and doing a celebration at the same time. I don't need this guy. We rainbowed this guy before I could pull Ader last year. It was crazy. Absolutely insane. Made a short about it, too. That was when Diddy and I were actually hanging IRL. We did some summons for that IRL with Dotto, too. But, anywho, this game makes so much money. I just feel like they could have given us a little bit more. And maybe they don't, here's the thing. Maybe they don't even know when the unification of the JP and global version is going to be. Maybe that's why it's not even on here, because they don't actually know when they're going to do it. Now, I'm still holding out hope, and I know people are looking at this because technically the unification is above the 10th anniversary, but then it has an asterisk that's period to be determined. I am still holding out hope that there is no world that they would tell us at Worldwide Celebration 2023, 6 months before JP's 9th anniversary. I'm holding out hope there's no way they would tell us that back in August. We've not known about the unification for a month and a half, because they told us that at the end of August. We're now in, the first week of October. So roughly 6 weeks. I would hope they wouldn't tell you or us all that early to then not at least have the JP anniversary also be celebrated on the global side of the game, because nothing happens on global from the end of January to beginning of March. Nothing happens. Last year, Global got the Easy 8 got Goku. I think that was like a pacifier thing. Like, hey guys, we now are going to admit, we know that you're aware of JP celebrating its anniversary. We are aware that you guys are aware that you're missing out on most hype celebrations of the year. So here you go. You're getting an Easy 8 early. That's kind of whatever. Nothing happens then. There's literally no reason at all to not at least, even if they're not synced, maybe not all the side banner, side Dokkan Fest like this and stuff have dropped, but surely the anniversary is happening on both versions at the same time. Surely, right? Surely we're not waiting until the 10th anniversary for them to happen at the same time, because it's so crazy. Every time I mention this, But people want to act like there is that much of a difference between the versions. There's not, right? Because even though now JP has the TOP androids, Global just got Turles. So it still remains, it's only 3 Dokkan Fests and 2 LRs. I don't care about free-to-play stuff. I don't care about EZAs. I don't care about any of that stuff. That can be, they can literally drip that out like this, right? They don't care about that. And they don't. Let's just be honest. They don't care about that. They'd give that to, they would sync that up in a heartbeat. They don't care about that. They care about getting our money. They care about making sure that this product, you know, that I'm sure when they're developing a character, they at least have an idea of what it might could make, which Trunks, by the way, the tech Trunks, and I think the Turles are in, definitely with it, both of those banners are in the top 10 worst performing banners in the game's history. A game that's almost 9 years old and presumably has a still pretty massive player base, since they could get number 2 top rating gacha game in the world during September. By the way, just September. It's not like an overall thing and not a yearly thing. It was just purely for September, and again, would be expected during a celebration that is being celebrated on both sides. So let's not overhype it too much. I also saw some people being really weird and downplaying Legends. I still don't get the weirdness between the two games. They're both owned by Bandai. So like, why are we still pitting the 2 games against each other? Like, I just don't get that. You know, it's like Bandai at the end of the day doesn't really care. It's still all going into Bandai's pockets and then into Bandai shareholders and IP pockets. So they don't, IP holders pockets. So they don't really care. Like, they probably love that there's that discourse because it creates more reasons for people to want to probably spend on those apps. So I don't know, man. I don't get it. I definitely do not get being like, oh, look how little Legends made, when Legends is post anniversary. Legends dropped OG Dragon Ball, and the only really redeeming thing in that release, Ginyu technically was July, so most people would probably summoned in July for him, and it's Super Saiyan Goku. So like, in the same time frame that you could see on that graphic, Dokkan celebrated its potentially biggest celebration of the year, since it, you know, both versions. I think Anniversary synced up will be the biggest celebration of the year, but while they're separate right now, obviously worldwide, I would say is probably the biggest. It's not really a fair comparison at all. Anywho, last thing I'll say about that, and then we can start talking about this banner, is just that I have to hold out hope that you wouldn't. It's just bad PR. It is awfully bad PR to announce. By the way, the game is running so slow today. It is awfully bad PR to announce the sync and then not have it during the one reason that people would want it. Because if it's not going to be until the 10th anniversary, telling us about it a year and a half early really makes no sense. It's kind of why a lot of companies have moved away from telling us about games super early, you know? Like, there's still some random outliers like PlayStation and Insomniac telling us about Wolverine literally 4 years before it's going to release. I mean, at best, Wolverine releases next year, right? But it's probably going to be like a 2025 game. Like, giving us that info in 2021 was really probably just there because they don't have much else to show right now. Like, we don't really know what a lot of the first party studios are doing over at PlayStation. You know, Xbox has done this too, like Xbox showing us like Hellblade 2, which is a game I'm actually pretty excited about, and like a bunch of other games they've shown off that we still don't even have dates for. Like, people, like, companies are really getting away from that. And so in this case of Dokkan, where they control the entire discussion, right? Like, there's not really, they didn't need to tell us this. Like, they just didn't, like, straight up. Then you would want to believe that the one reason people want it synced, which is for the anniversary. Okay, now it's getting a little annoying. Pulling 3 of them and no androids, you know, maybe just a little annoying. Dokkan, I would like to get a copy of the androids here. Anywho, it would make just 0 sense to me to tell the fan base that have been asking for this sync for 8 years to then make them wait a year and a half after you tell them. Although I guess that's also would be a little on brand for Dokkan 2, so maybe I wouldn't be too terribly surprised. But my gosh, dude, I don't know. I want to hold out hope. I want to believe. I really do want to believe that 9th anniversary will be happening at the same time. I guess I want to add one more thing onto here. And for everyone that still keeps saying like there's just not enough time, when you look at the synced up celebrations, and presuming that they'll keep them the same, like we'll probably celebrate New Year's together. And if we don't celebrate New Year's together, then they've truly lost sight. If for some reason, since we just celebrated New Year's last year together for Superhero, this year the versions don't celebrate together, I fully believe they've lost the vision is getting a little blurred over there. You know, like I'm not sure what's up, but currently the only two celebrations, main celebrations, I'm not counting things like this androids and the Turles and all of that. Those aren't really celebrations that I don't think many people care about that much. You know what I mean? Like that's not why people want the sync. People want the sync for anniversary, and then inevitably because anniversary is synced, Tanabata will be synced, and that's it. That's the only two things throughout the entire year that do not happen at the same time. That's it. That's all. The last 12 months, we've been almost synced up besides anniversary and Tanabata, which, if you're not familiar with JP, is the thank you celebration that'll be happening in November on Global. That's literally all. That's it. That's all we are missing on both versions from them being synced. So to tell everyone, and then 6 months later, not have them be happening at the same time would be crazy. In matter of fact, you have a worse PR mess if, when I'm inevitably covering the 9th anniversary of JP, doing the reactions, doing the summons, doing all that, and you have all these global players watching my channel going, why do we not have this stuff? They told us the sync was happening. And the other thing too is not everyone is super ingrained, super deep into the community. You know, they might watch a YouTube video here, they might interact with a Facebook post or Twitter, post or whatever, maybe hop on the subreddit here and there, but they're not just like balls deep every single thing that comes out, watching this video right now, hearing me talk about this, all these things, right? They're not that deep. They probably just heard something about a sync, and in their brains, and in most logical players' brains, is that, well, that means you told me this now, 6 months from now, when I know JP's doing its 9th anniversary, I'll hop back on the game and it'll be synced up. And then they'll come back for the 9th anniversary and it's not synced, and it's like, huh? But you told me 6 months ago that they were going to be synced, and this was like the one thing players would be looking forward to. So surely, it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be absolutely insane. So let's talk about these androids. First off, I haven't actually seen anything on them. Nobody really made private server videos or anything, so that's a thing. So I haven't really watched to get to see what they can do. I definitely liked their kit. If you guys watch my reaction, in my reactions, by the way, I always go reaction, and then we actually break the kit down, because I give you, I mean, when I say reaction, I mean full on. Like, it's a reaction to, well, lately it's been the side banner characters, the card art, the actual animations for the units, and then we get into reacting to their kits, and obviously you get the full kit breakdown, most usually courtesy of Goresh. So massive shout out to Goresh. When the versions actually sync, and presumably Global actually tweets at the same time as well, that'll be very interesting, not having Goresh's translations, and it's just straight from in the game. It almost be weird, because I love like how it's typed out, like how Goresh does it and stuff like that, and reading it through Goresh's translations versus reading it through like the in-game stuff. So it'd be very interesting reading them just strictly off of Global's posts. But that'll be a thing, hopefully, that we are doing. A thing that we're not doing is pulling the Tournament of Power androids. This is so much fun. I love this. I love that I'm now almost 1,000 stones in on a side banner release. A cool release, but a side banner release on the list. This is gonna go Zeno. Didn't go Zeno. Ah, man. I am happy with my Kel pulls. I won't even play like that. Like, I'm dead serious. That is a very relieving feeling. You know what's not relieving though is not having the androids this deep in. I really do not want to buy stones. Okay, I really don't want to buy stones. And you could say, well, Nano, just don't buy stones then. But it's like, man, I want my Tournament Power androids, bro. You got me. You gave me Tournament Power. We finally went back to TOP. Listen, I'm here for it. Ooh, another fake out after we just got. Okay, so we rainbowed Kel in this video. Kel is rainbowed. Rainbow Kel. Okay, Rainbow Kel. 3 copies of the side banner unit. We're even pulling the Turles side banner, one of the Turles side banner units. And no, I didn't lock up Kel. It's fine. Surely I won't sell, that one. I guess technically, if I sold a Kel, I could use some red coins and get it. Technically, I do be sitting on a lot of red coins, because the system is not very good. And for someone that spends like me, by the time they're back, I would only be purchasing them for like a bonus sake. Usually they're rainbowed. Like in this case, Kel is back, but I've now rainbowed her from pulling to try to get the new unit. So I could go use coins. I could get more of her and have like another version of her if I wanted to. But in terms of just like using coins to purely rainbow her, I've already done that via the summons. So yeah, pity in just general would be so sick. I wish they would have let us know like how many like limited coins we're gonna need to get the new character. Like, are they gonna require? Surely it's not more. I having to pull 2,500 stones worth on a new banner is going to suck. Like I have to imagine it will be probably the same. I can't imagine it's more. Asking more than 2,500 stones on a legendary summon banner to just get one copy of the character is gonna be crazy. Although we do get 7 rounds of every 3 multis, we get a featured character. So the chances of pulling the LR are also probably much higher now too, because of that feature as well. So surely between 7 rounds of that and then getting guaranteed limited coins that allow us to purchase the unit, surely will be good. Dude, sure this isn't just a me thing. This is really bad. Why is it this slow today?
2 hours later.
My gosh, dude, that is like actually insane. That it is that slow. This is genuinely absurd. Anyway, a little bit of story time. Now that we've gotten through, feel like all the Dokkan stuff, bro. I was in the ER this weekend, man. This is crazy. I got sick, and it felt like just like a stomach bug. So it was like kind of just, it wasn't just whatever. I was actually very sick. But anywho, I just didn't get better, and it'd been like a while. So I was like, all right, let's before the the walk-in clinic closes, let's run up there. So we ran up there. I was in there for like 2 hours, and the doc was just like feeling around on my stomach and stuff like that. And he pushed on a spot and it hurt. I was like, you just winced. And I was like, yeah. So you got to tell me the whole point we're doing this, is like, you feel pain, you tell me. And I was like, okay, well, that was pretty painful. And so he was like, all right, well, we got to run some blood work. And I was like, oh, brother, dude. I was like, and I was sitting there, laying there, like, just trying not to like throw up, like in the, like, when you just feel bad and you're like in a doctor's office, like it's not fun. They did give me a shot for like being like nauseous and stuff, which was great. It was like that was great. Once that kicked in, that was the best I'd felt like all day, but I still didn't feel great, Anyway, so I got my blood drawn, did some other tests, come back. He's like, you're within the parameters of potentially having appendicitis, but I can't know without a CT scan. He's like, and it's Saturday night at 7:30. You just got to go to the ER. I was like, what? That was not the diagnosis I was expecting. I was expecting like, I get the shot, maybe give me like, prescription for like nausea, in case it comes back. And then I just move on with my day. I thought I was leaving. Like I thought I was packing up to get out of there and get back home and get to chill out of my house and not be in a freaking doctor's office anymore. And he's like, you need to go to the ER. He's like, you don't obviously have to go, but if it's appendicitis, like that's a very, it's a very serious thing. And with everything that we have done here today, the test I can do without literally seeing it from a CT scan, like, I'm like, okay. Like, I mean, yeah, you tell me I might have appendicitis. Yeah, I guess I'm going to the freaking ER, dude. So I ended up at the ER Saturday night, and come to find out, I was fine. So I don't know. They pressed right on me once I got there. I don't know if Doc had like some sort of like special, like, hey, I don't know, bro. I don't know what he did, but whatever he pressed on did not feel good. But the doctor at the ER started like, press on a bunch of different points and stuff, and it was fine. Like it didn't, none of it hurt. She's like, okay. And so then I obviously still got the CT scan, because she's like, you're here to get a CT scan. We're getting a CT scan, and then everything's fine. So I'm like, okay, And at that point I felt a ton better, because they got me hooked up to an IV, so I was finally not dehydrated for the first time all day, because I literally could keep nothing down, like nothing would stay down. So I was obviously dehydrated and didn't feel good and all of that. So that was a bit of an adventure, very bit of an adventure for a Saturday. That was super fun. If you were in my stream on Friday, and I said I would stream Saturday, that's why I did not. Matter of fact, I got off stream Friday night. We were playing the My Hero game, which, by the way, I put out a video on the My Hero game with Diddy and Ed, my good friend Ed. And dude, game is so much fun. The game is hella fun. Like I can't believe how good. I'm so tired of seeing this freaking Kid Goku's face. I'm so tired of seeing that damn Kid Goku's face. Anyway, genuinely, game is so much fun. But played that, streamed that, and okay. Okay, I mean, we're having like pretty good summons. It's just where are the androids? For the love of God, do not make me buy stones, please. Dude, I have 5 chances left without having to buy stones. Surely I'm going to get them from the 5 chances we have left. Please. Please, androids. Please, dude. Do not do this. Anyway, we were actually doing a charity stream Friday night. So master shout out to everyone that donated to that. That's why I have these boxes. You can't really tell, but there's some boxes back here. Like as we hit goals, I'm gonna try to go like live again and do that again. But anyway, as we hit goals, then I get to open these boxes. But anyway, got super sick. So I couldn't stream the next day. And I told everyone I would stream the next day. And of course, I don't really be tweeting about personal stuff like that. Apparently, I just like telling you guys in YouTube videos, very deep down like this one. So what's up? So I should have probably, I guess, sent a tweet since I told people I'd be live the next day, you know, for a stream. And then I was not there because right after it was like just a little after I got off stream, started feeling kind of funny. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna go to sleep. And then I woke up throwing up. It was so much fun at like 3 in the morning. So, yep, that was my Friday / early Saturday morning. It was great. I loved it. Kind of put me out of commission on Sunday too. Like I felt better that Saturday night. I think from that like shot that I got, and then Sunday was kind of like, yeah. So fortunately enough for me, I slept a bunch of Sunday as well. And then when the androids dropped, I had been sleeping so much that I wasn't tired, so I was just like ready to go for the androids. So yeah, it worked out because I just slept all of Saturday and Sunday basically from being sick. So I was like not really tired for an androids drop that like, you know, awful in the morning time that we live with JP Dokkan being on JP time. If you want to be there for when things actually drop. All right, this has got to be the one, man. I am running out of time. This has got to be the one. I mean, I'm not personally out of time. I mean, like I'm almost out of stones, which is kind of like running out of time. I'm really not trying to buy more stones. Please, Dokkan. Please, dude. This has got to be the one. 3 or more. It's faking out, so it's definitely one of the feature. Please. This is why we don't chase. This is why we do not chase. I chased that Kel, and now I have no actual way. Dude, you're lying. You are lying right now. What is happening? Not to mention this loading thing.
A few minutes later.
2 more chances. Please. Please, this is the one. I'm about to say the thing. I'm gonna get to say the thing. I didn't get to say the thing. Come on. Go God. And just... Alright. We know that it's a featured unit. And it went God. Let's go! Dude, I didn't have to go buy. Dude, their SSR is kind of sick, actually. Wait a sec. The way the colors blend and everything. Oh my gosh, dude. Man, dude, that is absolutely insane. You know what the androids were saying right there? They were saying, go like the video. That's what that was all about, bro. Oh my gosh, we got him, man. I didn't have to buy any more stones. That was clutch. That was incredibly clutch. That was so clutch that I think I have enough to do one more, don't I? Ooh, ooh. Hey, God, one more. Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't push your luck. But the thing is, when you've had this bad spell of luck, for some reason, things can sometimes just turn around. You know, things can just turn around. Like I'm here, bro. I'm right here. I'm right here. Tapped in. Come on, bro. This is about to be the second copy, and then I'm bluff it until you make it, bro. That's like fake it till you make it, baby. Let's go, dude. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, man. I really am done. I'm done. We're out, bro. That's the banner. I'm ready for the part 2 LR, man. What is it gonna be? Revival Goku? A new Jiren? A new hit? I don't care. Either way, we're out. Which means you can click on a video right here. Matter of fact, this is that My Hero video that I was talking about. You're gonna love it. I promise. Click on it and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.